What's good? What's good? What's good, y'all? Welcome to the second episode of this year's NBS Stardom Sit-em Fantasy Football Show. This is a show where I'm going to help you with your lineups as far as fantasy football is concerned. I'm going to tell you who you should put in, who you should take out. I'm going to tell you who's the top 5 at every position. Of course, I didn't mention my name. True X, the Sports Junkie. If this is your first time tuning in, the fantasy guru, the fantasy legend. I know a lot of my fellas, my friends, they'll probably hate and say some nonsense, but I'm here to help you. I'm here to help you get the dubs in your fantasy football league. Obviously, this is the first Sunday of the NFL season, so pay attention. Make sure you get your lineups right, because nobody wants to take an L on the first opening week. So first and foremost, let's put it out there. Who's out today? Some of these people you shouldn't even have in your lineup, but I'm going to mention them. So first up, we have T.Y. Hilton. You should know that already. T.Y. Hilton, the wide receiver from the Indianapolis Colts. He'll be out today. Deshaun Watson, obviously, he's a healthy scratch. He has a lot of stuff off the field that's happening, so he'll be out today. Michael Thomas, wide receiver for the New Orleans Saints. You should know that he's out probably for the first 4 to 6 weeks. Keep him out your lineup. Will Fuller is suspended for a couple of games, so make sure you don't have him in your lineup. Gus Edwards, you should know that already. Gus Edwards, he had the big injury after J.K. Dobbins got injured. He should be out of your lineup. Then we got Kuan Smith, the other Saints starting wide receiver, is out today, inactive. Evan Ingram, the tight end from the Giants, he's out today. So you shouldn't have him in your lineup. I know a lot of people drafted him. Jamison Crowder, the wide receiver for the New York Jets, he's out. Zach Moss is out, the running back from the Buffalo Bills. I know I've seen some people have him in the starting lineup. I don't know why, maybe as a flex position, but he's out today, so do not have him in your lineup. Curtis Samuel, the wide receiver, he's actually on my fantasy team, and he was in my flex spot, but he's on the IR for the Washington football team. He's out today as well. A big one, Trey Sermon. A lot of people thought Trey Sermon would be the starting running back in San Francisco over Raheem Mostert, but Trey Sermon is marked inactive today, so he would not be playing. And then newly acquired Wayne Gallman for the Atlanta Falcons. He is out today. So right there, those are some guys that you shouldn't even be having in your starting lineup, because they will not help you. They will give you a big goose egg on the day. Of course, my counterpart, before we even get into it, he should be coming through, my dog Keo, but right now I'm going to get it started. We're going to start off with the top 5 fantasy quarterbacks on the day, in my opinion. Now, listen, I'm not going to mention the elite guys. You don't have to think about it. If you got Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, who already played, you start those guys. Those are guys that's a no-brainer. You go ahead and start them. I'm going to name 5 guys that I think are going to have big days outside of those guys, and this is how we're going. Let's go with the number 5 quarterback on my list. I'm going Jimmy Garoppolo. Now, some people may say, well, Bags, you tripping. He gets George Kittle back. Deebo Samuel's healthy. Brandon Ayuk should be, better than he was last year. And then you look at who they're playing against. They're playing against the Detroit Lions. I like me some Jimmy Garoppolo. I like the 49ers a lot today. I think this is going to be the biggest blowout in the NFL on today, on the first Sunday. So I'm going Jimmy G. I think Jimmy G gets him at least 2 touchdowns, if not 3, in this game, and a big, big, big blowout over the Detroit Lions. Coming in at number 4, I got Kirk Cousins. Yes. For anybody who doesn't know, I'm big on the Vikings this year. I think the Vikings will win the NFC North. I think those 2 wide receivers in Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, with that beast in the backfield, Dalvin Cook, this team is going to be tough to stop. I think Kirk Cousins starts off his 2021 campaign on a high note, so I'm going with him as my number 4 quarterback. Coming in at number 3, this is going to be a shocker to some, not a shocker to me, Jameis Winston. Even if you have the Packers beating the Saints today, y'all already know, man, I'm rocking the Saints gear. Big Saints fan, Who Dat Nation. Y'all might be saying I'm biased, but that's not the case. I think Jameis Winston's going to play well today. And I'll also tell you this, even if they lose, the Packers are going to score points. The Packers are going to score points. So I look at Jameis Winston like, if he's down, he's going to have to throw to catch up. And then you got to think about his running back in the backfield. No more Latavius Murray. He got Alvin Kamara. That's dump-off city, that screen game type things if the blitz is coming. I love me some Jameis Winston today. I think Jameis Winston's going to have a great game as far as fantasy is concerned. So he's a must start for me today as well. Coming in at number 2, I got Baker Mayfield. Yes, Baker Mayfield is going up against Patrick Mahomes. And I just look at the matchup and I said to myself, we know the Chiefs are going to score. I think this is going to be the best game of the day. I think this is going to come down to the wire. I know a lot of people are picking the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl. I got the Chiefs going to the Super Bowl. I get it. But I think the Browns are a team to be reckoned with. You look at Odell, hopefully he's healthy. You got Jarvis Landry. You got Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt in the backfield, Austin Hooper at tight end. I like me some Baker Mayfield. I think this game could definitely be within the 30s, maybe and possibly get into the 40s for both teams. So I'm going with Baker Mayfield at the number 2 position. And at number 1, if you tuned in to any previous show when it comes to fantasy football, I've been beating the desk over this guy. And people's been laughing. And that's okay. I'm not tripping because I don't care what the masses say. I know what my eyes tell me. I know what my heart tells me. And I am here to tell y'all, this guy right here I'm big on. Sam Darnold. Yes, you can laugh it up. But if you listen to what I'm telling you, Sam Darnold will have not only a good game today, but a great year. He's going up against his former team in the New York Jets. That could be somewhat sketchy because they know his tendencies. They know what he likes to do. They know what he's weak at. I get all that. But in Joe Brady's offense, I look for Sam Darnold for the weapons he has. Robbie Anderson, DJ Moore, Terrence Marshall, and let's not forget the ultimate weapon in the backfield, Christian McCaffrey. I look at this guy and I'm saying to myself, dude, there's no excuses for you. You were a top 3 pick. There's no excuses. You have all the weapons in the world, a great offensive coordinator. If there's a time for you to show up, this is the time. So I'm going with Sam Darnold as my number 1 quarterback on the day. I think that he's a must start. And I think that after this week here, Sam Darnold's number, when you go to the waiver wire, his waiver wire pickup is going to go through the roof. People are going to be trying to get Sam Darnold to be their starting quarterback because of what he has in Carolina. So I'm going with Sam Darnold, number 1. Let's move over to the running backs. Running backs, this is the position that everybody drafts early in the leagues. We understand that. If you have an elite running back like Christian McCaffrey or Alvin Kamara, Derrick Henry, you know you're starting them. That's a no-brainer. I have one guy on here that's really a no-brainer, but I'm putting him up there just because some people, have some mixed reviews on him because he has another running back mate that they're kind of skeptical on as far as taking away from him in PPR leagues. But me, I'm not concerned with that. Coming in at number 5, I got Josh Jacobs. Now, a lot of people have been down on Josh Jacobs. He's going against the Baltimore Ravens. I think the Baltimore Ravens are a complete mess. I don't think they're going to the playoffs. They're picking up guys off the street to play running back. They losing people on defense. Yes, they have Lamar Jackson. I get it. They got a lot of young receivers. I get it. But I think that they're going to struggle. I think Josh Jacobs, yes, they picked up Kenyon Drake in the offseason. That's cool. But Josh Jacobs and the Raiders are going to make a statement in this game. I think they're going to go in there, punch. Well, I say go in there. The Ravens are coming to Las Vegas. They're going to punch the Ravens in the mouth. A lot of Josh Jacobs in that game tomorrow night. So I got Josh Jacobs coming in at number 5. I think he goes over 100, and I think he gets at least a touchdown, if not 2. I got Josh Jacobs coming in at number 5. Coming in at number 4 is another guy I've been beating the table on. Another guy that I've been super beating the table on. Everybody keeps saying XU rating this guy way, way too high. And I'm not even calling him by his name. I'm calling him Superstar Gibson, man. Superstar Gibson for the Washington football team. Breakout season. This is going to be it. You got to know right now, if you have a chance to get superstar Gibson in your lineup, this is the time to do it because I think he's going to have a phenomenal, I'm not saying a good season, I'm talking about a phenomenal season. And for anybody out there that doesn't know his name, Antonio Gibson for the Washington football team, the running back. That's where I'm going. I think he's going to have a good game. The one thing that scares me and why he's not higher on my list as far as this week is concerned is because he has a tough matchup. The Chargers are a really, really tough matchup. I think the Chargers are going to be a lot better defensively than a lot of people believe. And that could be the one hiccup in his game today. But I do think that he has a good game as far as PPR. He's going to catch a couple of balls on the backfield. If you followed Antonio Gibson or Superstar Gibson, whatever you want to call him, he played wide receiver in college. So you know he can catch the ball at the backfield. He can run between the tackles. I like me some Superstar Gibson. Coming in at number 3, I got Clyde Hilaire-Edwards. Yes, people keep saying, look, he was X, you overhyped him last year. You overrated him last year. You were saying how crazy he was. You took him in the first round. I get all that. Now it's his sophomore season. I look for Clyde Hilaire-Edwards in that game. That's going to be a shootout game to have a monster game. So I'm going with Clyde Hilaire-Edwards catching the ball at the backfield from Patrick Mahomes. He's going to have a really good game. Coming in number 2 is the guy I was referring to, and that's Nick Chubb. I mean, you can really say that he's a must-start every week, but some people, they like Kareem Hunt. They feel like Kareem Hunt's going to take touches away from him. That's not my personal perspective. I think Nick Chubb is a must-start, but if you're not going to put him in that category, Nick Chubb is definitely a guy that you want to start today versus the Kansas City Chiefs because they're going to pound the rock. I have Baker Mayfield, yes, but I also have Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb's going to get into the red zone, get some touchdowns in there, so I'm going Nick Chubb. My number 1 guy, we talked about Trey Sermon being out, y'all. We talked about Trey Sermon being out. You want to start Raheem Mostert. Yes, the 49ers are going to win this game by a landslide in my mind. And when they're up big, they're just going to feed Raheem Mostert. They're going to feed Raheem Mostert. I'm looking for Raheem Mostert to have a monster game today for all the fantasy owners that drafted him. I don't know if you guys remember this. I think it was a few years back when Carlos Hyde had a big first game. I look that's going to be kind of similar. If you're a 49ers fan, you kind of remember that. Oh, Lord, here we go. Talking about the Bay Area, I got the Bay Area's very own Kuan in the building. Let me just finish saying what I'm going to say. I'm going to toss it over to you real quick. But I think Raheem Mostert is the number 1 guy for me today because I just look at the matchup and I said Detroit's not stopping nobody. Detroit's not stopping Keo if Jimmy Garoppolo gives him the ball. I think the 49ers win this game going away. So Raheem Mostert is my number 1 running back on today outside of the elite guys. Keo, since you here, and then he's sipping Starbucks on me. He shows up to the show late and then wants to drink Starbucks. Are you kidding me? Don't you smile?
My apologies. I was actually trying to post the NBS Central predictions by the whole team, so I had to take care of that first.
No doubt. Well, we on running backs right now, or do you want to go? Yeah, let's go running backs. Who's your top 5 running backs on the day, Keo?
My top 5 running backs for today. I'm not gonna go with the elite guys like Kamara, Christian McCaffrey, Dalvin Cook, and them. Starting off with my first running back at number 5, I'm going with Josh Jacobs, man, against the Baltimore Ravens. Not because I have him on my fantasy team, because I think he's a solid pick right now for any fantasy player right now. So I got him at number 4. 5, number 4. I'm going with Nick Chubb at number 4 because I'm not too confident with the Chiefs defense when it comes to their front 7. So I think they'll be successful when it comes to running the ball. So I got them at number 4. Coming at number 3, I'm gonna go with Aaron Jones at number 3, man. Even
Good one.
though I still think I think the Saints do have a solid defense. I think Aaron Jones, I think he's gonna have a solid game against the New Orleans Saints. So I got them at number three. Number two, I'm gonna go with Mike Davis at number two. I think I think he's a very solid running back that you could pick up like an RB2, maybe a flex. And then at number one, the guy that I'm going with for as a top pick right now, um, I'm gonna go with any running back the Niners are, and that's including Raheem Mostert. So I'm gonna go Mostert with number one. So those are my top five running backs to start.
Okay, I ain't mad at that. Since I gave my quarterbacks, I'm gonna do you want to give you quarterbacks real quick, or do you want to move to wide receivers?
Number five, I'm going with number five and four. I'm going with Jared Goff, and I'm going with Jimmy Garoppolo. I I disagree with you. I don't think this game is going to be a blowout. I'm not I'm not sold on the Niners defense because until they prove to me this year that they're that defense that we are used to seeing, then I'll be a believer. But for the time being, I'm not sold on the Niners defense. But I do like both quarterbacks to start at five and four. Coming at number three for me, I'm gonna go with Jameis Winston, man. Yeah, Jameis Winston at number three. Um, I think the Saints will always and forever be a throw first type of team. Jameis Winston, people talk about this guy about, he should have been defensive player of the year. But I think that same year, he actually led the league in passing. So I'm going to go with him at three. Number two, I'm taking a risk with this guy, but I'm going with Carson Wentz at number two.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
Carson Wentz is healthy going against the Seattle Seahawks. I think this game is going to be a shootout. I think this is a game that could steal. It could be a huge steal in this game. So I got Wentz at number two, and coming at number one, I'm going with Matthew Stafford at number one. Man, I think he'll be the top quarterback as outside of the Brady's, the Mahomes. I don't know. Is it time to throw Josh Allen in there? As far as elite, when you say elite, that's yet to be determined.
Hey, you don't like when you say mention the name Matthew Stafford. The minute
Yeah.
they didn't go,
You,
he's
you,
going
you
crazy
shouldn't
right
be
now.
talking. You shouldn't be talking because you voted Matthew Stafford as a top 15 quarterback. I forgot who you had in my head, but let's not go there, man. Come on
See,
now.
I'm not mad at your top five list as far as quarterbacks. Matthew Stafford, I didn't have him in my top five only because I think the Bears are a good defense, and I know he knows them and they know him as far as his, what he likes to do, what he doesn't like to do. Even though he's in a new offense, that to me is a little tricky. He's right there. I think he's a must start, but it's not top five for me. It's maybe like 6, 7, 8 in that range. But I'm not mad at you for having him in there. I think he's gonna
Let
have a
me
great, great
let me
season.
let me comment on Antonio's comment about, or you could answer it also. Why don't we have Jalen Hurts as a great matchup against Atlanta? I don't have Jalen Hurts because he's yet to show that he could throw the ball. um, I look at the weapons at the receiving core that they got. I'm not too confident with that team. I'll take Matt Ryan over Jalen Hurts, man.
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, why don't I have Jalen Hurts in my top five? Great matchup in Atlanta. I can see that. But I'm not a Jalen Hurts guy. And when you look at the other guys that I have in front of him, in the word like Darnold, I think Darnold, with the weapons he has going up against his former team, he's going to take that personal. I think that's a much better matchup. Jameis Winston against the Packers, even if he loses the game, even if he, the Packers win big, he's going to have to throw the ball to catch up. So I like that matchup a little bit. We're talking fantasy. We're not talking about wins and losses. We're talking about fantasy and numbers. Baker Mayfield is going to be in a shootout to me with Patrick Mahomes. And then I got Kirk Cousins. I just love his weapons. I like the weapons, man. And then Jimmy G, I think, is a big blowout. I think they blow out the Lions today. And George Kittle being back, that's his security blanket. That's his guy. Last time we saw those two guys on the field together, it was special. They went to the Super Bowl. So that's the guys I would go with. So we'll see. We'll see. And look, hey, we'll definitely talk, boss, after I get up this show for sure. You know what? I don't have to even talk about it. You're talking about fantasy value, right? Just, hey, let me know if you're talking about fantasy. Are we talking fantasy numbers? If we're talking fantasy numbers, you got yourself a deal.
Shout out to my cousin right now. He's in the comments right now. He said Stafford's gonna be a top 15 quarterback this year.
Hey, I think he's right too. I think he's definitely right. That's a fact. I got you, Antonio. That's a bet. That's a bet. I like that. That's good. That's good money. All right, let's move to the receiver position. All right, who's your top 5 wide receivers on the day outside of the elite guys? The guys that you're going to start pretty much every week. The DeAndre Hopkins. We know we starting now.
Number 5 for me, I'm going Michael Pittman Jr., man. What's up, man? I think this year Michael Pittman Jr. he has to break out this year. He has to break out this year. And if Michael Pittman Jr. doesn't step up, I think the Colts passing game will struggle. But I do have him at a number 5. Coming at number 4 for me. I like the Raiders. Is it Monday night? Yeah, it's Monday night. I like the Raiders, and I'm going with Henry Ruggs at the number 4 spot right now.
Oh, 2 guys I traded that you have in your top 5, and Antonio and you was crying about. Let's go. Just continue. Go ahead.
Okay. Coming at number 3 for me. I'm gonna go with DJ Moore at number 3, man.
You've been paying
DJ Moore. DJ Moore, I think he's a solid pick. I think he could be I think he's an underrated wide receiver 1 for a lot of fantasy owners out there. If you look at what the guy's been able to do, so I like DJ Moore at number 3. Number 2, I'm gonna go with both receivers because I like the matchup, and that's with Brandon Ayuk and Deebo Samuel against the Detroit Lions. I don't really care if Jeff Okuda's guarding one of those guys. I still got to see Jeff Okuda got to prove it to me. Number 2, and number 1 for me. I'm going with Cooper Kupp, man. I think Matthew Stafford is gonna have a fun time with Cooper Kupp, man. Because Cooper Kupp is one of the best route runners, in my opinion. The way this guy catches the ball, the way he runs his routes, it's pretty dead on accurate what this guy's able to do. So I'm going with Cooper Kupp. And when you're talking about PPR, that's Cooper Kupp, man. So that's my top 5 receivers to start. Guys like Devontae Adams, Tyreek Hill, DeAndre Hopkins. Obviously you're gonna start them. DK Metcalf. So, yeah.
Okay. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. So let's start off with my number 5. Oh, and to answer your question, Key, man, hey, look, man, stop crying, man. All that crying. And Mike sent me the trade. I know how much he likes Carson Wentz. I know he over, but it's all about perspective. We gonna stop all this crying, man. Mike sent me the trade. I accepted it. I liked it. So we gonna stop crying. But let's go at number 5. Coming at number 5, I got both Brown receivers. I got Odell Beckham. I got Jarvis Landry. Both in this matchup because I think this is going to be a shootout. I keep telling y'all, man, the Browns are here for real. I think the Browns are going to give the Chiefs everything that they can handle in this game and in this conference to see who goes to the Super Bowl. Obviously, I got the Chiefs getting there, but the Browns are not going to give it to them. They're going to have to earn it. So I'm going with the Browns receivers. I think both of them have a good game today. Coming in at number 4, I think both of these guys, a lot of people would consider elite. I'm going 2 receivers again on this one. I'm going the Vikings receivers, but some people may not have them in that class with DeAndre Hopkins, and that's cool. I ain't tripping because I understand it. But I'm going Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen. I think both of them must start with, regardless of which one you have, you go ahead and start them. They could have big monster games. Now, coming in number 3, I got Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen, some people consider him elite, some people don't. I like Justin Herbert. I will say this, though. I do think, side note, I know my boy Antonio is a Chargers fan. I do think this is going to be a defensive struggle. I think that this is not going to be a high-scoring game, but in a PPR format setting, I think that Keenan Allen can have a good game. Now, will he have a big monster game where he's going to score 3 touchdowns? Absolutely not. Could he catch 10 passes? Absolutely, he can do that. But he's not going to score a lot of points as far as touchdowns is concerned. But I do like him on the day. Coming in at number 2, I'm with Keo on this one, man. DJ Moore. It's about time you start listening to your boy, man. DJ Moore going against the New York Jets. Jets, hey, man, y'all better get ready because that young bull is coming to play. He's coming to ball. He's returning to the East Coast. You know, he went to Maryland. Hey, I think my young bull is going to do numbers. Me and Antonio just talked about Sam Darnold. I think Sam Darnold has a big game. I'm going DJ Moore. And this is the surprising thing. The reason why I said, wow, my number 1 guy on the day, Cooper Kupp. I'm surprised. Me and Kyo didn't even talk before the show started. We didn't even talk at all. I got Cooper Kupp coming in number 1 at the wide receiver position. I just think that the Rams are a team that's going to be reckoned with, to have to be reckoned with this year. And I think that with Matthew Stafford, that gunslinger mentality, Robert Woods should have a good year. Van Jefferson's a sleeper that nobody's really talking about. And then finally, Cooper Kupp. I look for Cooper Kupp to have a great game today. So I'm going Cooper Kupp at number 1. Keo, let's move on to the tight end position. Let's help these people with their tight ends because you know you're going to start the Travis Kelce's of the world, Darren Waller, George Kittle. But who's after that?
Okay, at number 5, even though I do think he's overrated, I gotta I'll take him at 5. I like the matchup, and you know they draft him that high, so they better get him some damn targets. So I'm taking Kyle Pitts at number 5. Number 4 for me, like I said, if Odell and Jarvis Landry for some odd reason, um, you know, they don't get the targets they get. I'm going with number 4 with Austin Hooper at number 4. Number 3 for me, I like this guy. I like the team that he's in. Um, I'm going with Jared Cook at number 3, man. Jared Cook at number 3. Um, I think he's a solid pick for number 3. I think he's going to get a lot of red zone looks. So I got him at 3. Number 2, I'm going to go with Mike Gaseki from the Miami Dolphins at number 2.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then at number 1 for me, I am going to go with the Tennessee Titans tight end Fersker. The guy that's replacing John Smith. Um, so I'm going as my top tight end. I think there's going to be a lot of attention on Julio. There's going to be a lot of attention on um, um, AJ Brown. So Furster's going to get a lot of looks, man. You want some red zone targets? Easy points, man. So I'm going Furster as my number one. Guys like Kittle, Darren Waller, Mark Andrews, and of course Travis Kelsey. Obviously, you're gonna start them no matter what. So
Okay.
those are my top 5 tight ends.
I'm gonna start with the same spot you're starting with. I'm talking to Kyle Pitts. I know a lot of people are high on him. I'm not particularly high on him, but this is his chance to prove me wrong. Maybe prove Keo wrong. We're both not really high on Kyle Pitts like everybody else is. This is the game. This is the game. Out the gate, we're putting you in the top 5. We're saying that you are a must start because we want to see it. And if it does work out, then look, I'll come on here and say I'm wrong. But I'm going Kyle Pitts at number 5. Another guy that I know Keo was high on last year that I wasn't as high on, but I thought he had a chance for a breakout, that's TJ Hawkinson. Now you got to show me. All that, everybody's drafting you high, saying you're going to be elite this year. Now you have to show me. You're going up against the Niners. After you're going to get blown out. So if you're going to get blown out, you have ample opportunity to throw the ball. TJ Hawkinson, you have to step up and show us that you're on that elite level. You have to show the world that, look, you was worth that draft pick in the first round. So I'm going TJ Hawkinson at number 4. At number 3, I'm with you, Keo. I got Mike Gaseki. And I know a lot of people may say, oh, X, you being a homer because you have him on your NBS team. No, I like Gaseki in this lineup. I think that when you look at what Tua brings to the table, I think he's going to try to hit his big target. Obviously, got Devontae Parker. Obviously, as his former teammate, Jalen Waddle. We get all that. But Gaseki, to me, is going to be consistent down the field. A comfort, what's the word I'm looking for? Security blanket. There you go. For Tua, so I'm going with Gaseki. And number 2, I'm going with Dallas Goddard. Now, this is awkward because I just said I wasn't big on Jalen Hurts, but I do think Goddard could put up some numbers, and he may be the one that scores for the Philadelphia Eagles on today. And then lastly, I'm going with my number 1 guy. This guy, mark my words, another bold prediction. Get ready for it. Jaws can drop. I don't care. If you tune into this show, you know I've said it before. Logan Thomas, the number 1 tight end. And by the end of the year, we're going to be saying this guy is elite. We're not going to even be saying that he's just good or you just starting him. He will be a must-start week in and week out for the Washington football team and for your fantasy football team. So I got Logan Thomas coming in at number 5, number 1 for my top 5 fantasy tight ends. All right, Keo. Let's get to the flex position. What we doing? Flex, top 5 flex plays today.
Top 5 flex players today. I'm not going to spend that much time on the top 5 flex. I'm going with Deebo Samuel. I got him in a lot of my leagues. I got them. I got Deebo Samuel. I like Myles Gaskins as a flex. I like Henry Ruggs as a flex. And I'm gonna go with number 4 for me. I like I like Hollywood Brown as a flex also.
That's not bad.
And then last but not least, my last flex play that I would go with, and I really like this one. I'm going with McCole Hardman.
That's nice. That's nice. McCole Hardman, that's nice. That's a nice flex. My top 5 flex guys, I'm going to start off with the guy that you mentioned, Henry Ruggs, man. This guy is the number 1 receiver in my mind for the Las Vegas Raiders. Obviously not the number 1 target. We know that's Darren Waller. But he can blow the top off your roof, when it comes to his speed. So I'm going to go Henry Ruggs, a guy that I did trade, but I didn't want to trade. I thought he'd be a great flex play for me. And now I have Curtis Samuel on my IR, which I'm not happy about. Coming in at number 4, I got Laviska Shenault. I'm looking at what he did in the preseason. I'm saying to myself, Trevor Lawrence is going to trust this guy. He seems like an Urban Meyer type guy. When I said that, he got the Percy Harvin vibes for me. I feel like you can line him up in the backfield. You can line him up at wide receiver. You can put him in special teams. He's just a utility guy that they're going to use. And I feel like that's what Urban Meyer likes to, guys like that when it comes to his team. So I'm going Laviska Shenault as far as flex play. At number 3, I got Myles Gaskin as well. I actually think Myles Gaskin could be a running back too, but I'm going to say flex to start the season because, they brought in Malcolm Brown. I want to see it first. Are you going to use Malcolm Brown more than I expect them to? That's a little worrisome, but outside of that, I do like Myles Gaskin. Coming in number 2, I got Michael Pittman Jr. I know a lot of people are not high on him. I know people cry in the NBS league because Mike wanted him. Mike is on the West Coast. Mike likes his USC guys. Mike likes these dudes. Michael Pittman, to me, may be the breakout, not say star, but breakout player of the year this year. He could come into his own. I like his frame. He's a big, tall receiver with big hands that can do big things for the Indianapolis Colts. So I got him at number 2. We'll start him out as a flex. He may push his way in to my top 5 wide receivers moving forward week by week. But number 1, I mentioned them in my top 5. If you don't feel comfortable starting them in your wide receiver 1 or 2, you got to start them in your flex. And I'm talking about Jarvis Landry. Stop playing, man. The matchup's there. You may have given up on Jarvis Landry because he's not been the wide receiver that you're used to since Odell Beckham got there. But Jarvis Landry, to me, is still a beast. And in this matchup against the Chiefs, they're going to have to throw the ball to keep up. So I'm going Jarvis Landry as my number 1 fantasy flex play today. Let's move on to defenses. We don't have to spend a lot of time. Just let's go through it quick. I like the McKissick one too, Q. Shout out to Q for that one.
With defense, I'm going with Washington. I'm going with Green Bay. In the same game, I like Pittsburgh and Buffalo. And my number 1 defense, clear cut for me, I'm going with the San Francisco 49ers.
Oh, but you just disrespected them. Now you want to love on them. You know what?
There's potential there. I like the matchup. It's a favorable matchup. So, you compare it to all the other matchups, I feel like this is the best scenario for them.
Okay, not mad at that.
For fantasy owners, my bad.
No, you good. Coming in number 5 for me, I got the Seahawks. And it's not because I think they're going to shine so much. It's the fact that there's a lot of uncertainty going on in Indianapolis right now. I think that I could actually lose if I start the Seahawks defense. They may have negative, but there's a chance that they can have a lot of positives. No T.Y. Hilton, Carson Wentz. Now they're saying he's healthy, and that's cool. They're saying he's going to play. That's great. Michael Pittman Jr., even though I like him a lot, at the end of the day, you got to show it. Jonathan Taylor's a young guy. The line, Quentin Nelson was beat up earlier this offseason. I don't know, man. It's a lot of uncertainty. I'm not 100% sold on them yet. If they prove it, then I'm going to come back and say, you know what, I was wrong. But I do like the Seahawks at number 5. I think they're worth the start. Coming in at number 4, I got 2 teams. I don't care. I know you're going to say, well, why you have 2 teams in number 4 spot? It's more about the game. I think the Chargers and the Washington football team are going to be black and blue, slug them out, slugfest type game. This is going to be a defensive struggle. I don't think either team gets past 24. So I'm going both teams as far as defensively. I like both of them. Coming in at number 3, I got the Carolina Panthers. The Carolina Panthers will beat the New York Jets today. I know we're not giving predictions on that game. The Carolina Panthers will beat the New York Jets today. I like their coach Salah. I think he's a dope coach. I saw the piece on him today. I'm a big fan of his. But the Panthers will win this game going away in my mind. This will be the second biggest blowout on the day to me. I've got the Panthers winning that game. Then coming in number 2, just come on, man. Andy Dalton versus the Rams. Are you kidding me? Andy Dalton versus the Rams? We gonna
The
put some
red
respect on him.
rifle.
Oh my God, the red rifle. Oh my God, Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey has something to say about that. Matter of fact, I didn't even mention. I don't even know why I mentioned Andy Dalton. He may get benched in this game for Justin Fields. He may not make it out this game. Are you kidding me? I got the Rams as my number 2 defense, and I'm about to show my boy Q some love. I'm with Keo on this. The 49ers, hands down, the number 1 defense on the day. They are going to destroy the Detroit Lions. So I got the.
I don't know about that.
I got the Niners. Okay, Keo. Top 5 waiver wire pickups that may help somebody, today or later on down the line.
Top 5 waiver wire pickup that could help you later down the line. I'm going with Le'Veon Bell, just based off the running back situation. I got it. I like that at a 5. Another waiver wire pickup that I really like. I think Trey Sermon, even though he's injured, I liked him in that position right now. Waiver wire pickup again. Terrence Marshall, I think he could make a huge difference for a team. Another waiver wire pickup, I'm going with Rashad Bateman. I think he could be very solid for any fantasy owner out there. And my last one that I'm going with is a top waiver wire pickup that I highly recommend, and I don't really see a lot of fantasy owners going after him. I'm going with Jonnu Smith. Um, yeah, I mean, you need a tight end. It's hard to get, man, and I think he's still a solid tight end, and I still see him in the free agency wire.
Big facts. Okay, well, I'll give you one too. Top 5 waiver wire pickups for you guys. If you tuned in, I'm telling you right now, Gabriel Davis, the wide receiver from the Buffalo Bills. Don't sleep on him. I know they got Emmanuel Sanders. I know they got Stephon Diggs. I know they got Cole Beasley. But I like me some Gabriel Davis. I think that he could play a factor for your fantasy team moving forward this year. And all the guys that I'm about to name, I don't believe none of them are picked up in more than – they're all picked up. I mean, they're all – as far as roster, they're all under 50% of ESPN leagues. Some as low as 90%. Only 10% owned in fantasy leagues. So that's something to look out for. I got Juwan Johnson. You're looking for a tight end? There you go. Juwan Johnson from the New Orleans Saints. I'm telling y'all, man, this guy could have a breakout season. The Saints are dealing with a lot of injuries as far as not just at the tight end position, but offensive positions as well. So I'm going with Juwan Johnson. Then when you think about it, I got Jameis Winston and Sam Darnold. Listen to me. They're not owned in 50% of leagues. Those are 2 guys that can win you your league. You can win a championship with Jameis Winston and Sam Darnold. I truly believe that. Make sure that the rest of your roster is right. If you have an Aaron Rodgers right now, a Patrick Mahomes, you could trade them, get a great value somewhere else where you're maybe struggling at a running back 2, wide receiver 2, and then go pick up somebody like Sam Darnold or Jameis Winston. You could possibly win your league because you traded Patrick Mahomes away. Something you should definitely think about. Last but not least, I like Wayne Gallman. I know he's not playing today, but I do think that he could become the guy over there over Mike Davis. Not saying for sure, but definitely worth the pickup. So I'm going with him at the number 1 position. All right. I know my man Keo walked away for a little bit. I got a little segment we call Store and Stash. I'm going to give you 2 guys that you can store and stash that's not owned in 90% of leagues. These are 2 guys that I would definitely pick up. I'm not saying you have to play them today, but 2 guys that you definitely want to look out for in the future. I'm going Terrence Marshall. I'm actually starting Terrence Marshall in 1 league today because I'm just so confident in the rest of my team. So I'm going with Terrence Marshall as a guy you want to store and stash on your fantasy roster that could do some good things. And here's a name I want you to remember. Eno Benjamin. I'm going to say it again for you guys out there. Eno Benjamin. I watched this guy in the Pac-12 at Arizona State. This young guy could take over the job because I look at what they got going on in Arizona. Chase Edmonds is cool. He's more of a scat back. We know, they bought in, I can't think of my guy's name right now, the running back from the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't know why I lost his name real quick. If y'all feel free to put in the chat section.
James Conner. It's James Conner.
James Conner. There you go, James Conner. I couldn't think of his name, but I said thank you, Keo. But Eno Benjamin, to me, I'm not saying that you have to put him on your roster right now, but just keep a lookout for him, man. This guy, by the end of the year, could be the starting running back of the Arizona Cardinals, so he's my store and stash guy. Keo, is there anybody that you want to store and stash, or you want me to move on?
No, you can move on.
Okay, here we go. The start 'em, sit 'em, start or sit questions. Keo, I'm gonna name 5 guys. You tell me if you would start them or you would sit them on today. I'm talking about Tua Tagovailoa. What we doing, starting or sitting him?
I'm starting him. I like him.
Ooh.
I think he'll have solid play.
Okay, starting him against the New England Patriots. I'm gonna sit him. I think that there's better options out there. I think that you can start Winston. You can start Darnold. You can go get them right now at the waiver wire. You can start them. So I'm going to sit him. Okay, Keo, second person, A.J. Green. What we doing?
I'm sitting him. I don't think he'll get enough targets.
Okay. A.J. Green. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm going to sit him as well. He could get a touchdown, but I'm just too concerned that you may get a goose egg with that one. So I'm going to go A.J. Green and sit. All right, Keo. Sony Michel.
I'm sitting him. I got to see it first.
Okay. I'm with Keo. You got to see it first. So I'm going to say, yes, I'm sitting him for sure. All right. Zach Ertz, Keo. What we doing?
I'm sitting him also. I just think they're trying to lean on with what's his name? Dallas Goddard. So I'm sitting him.
Gotcha. And last but not least, Cole Beasley, the slot machine guy. What we doing?
I'm gonna start him though. I think he'll be a very reliable weapon for Josh Allen in today's game.
Okay. I'm gonna sit him, man. I know he could be a decent play. I don't like none of the guys that was mentioned, before the show. So I'm gonna sit all of these guys. I think there's better options out there as far as your flex, as far as Cole Beasley is concerned. So I'm gonna sit him as well. Okay, Keo, we're gonna go to social media and then we'll get to our favorite topic, stud, dud, and sleeper of the week. Okay, I went to social media. Tim asked, Miles Sanders or Damien Harris? Who are you starting today? It's a PPR league.
Miles Sanders, man.
Okay.
Yeah, man. I think he's more reliable. As long as Sanders is healthy, I think he could do some damage.
Okay, I ain't mad at that. I'm going Miles Sanders as well against Atlanta. I feel like if they have a breakout where they can win this game, I think it's because they're going to run the football with Miles Sanders and Jalen Hurts. I still don't think Jalen Hurts is going to outdo Sam Darnold, but that's cool. I'm going to go Miles Sanders. Okay, Kristen wants to know. And if y'all have a question in the chat, man, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, whatever, if y'all on here, social media, type it in. We'll tell you if y'all should start or sit them. That's what we're here for. Kristen wants to know, flex spot in PPR, Jacoby Myers, Jerry Jeudy, Kenny Golladay, or Mike Williams on today. Which one should she start in the flex?
I'm gonna go with Kenny Golladay, man. I think they paid him some good money. The number one wide receiver, and I like the guy's upside and the potential for that team. So I'm going with Golladay.
Kristen, my girl, I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't like none of these players. I'm not gonna lie to you. None of them are high on my radar for today. If I had to pick one, I'm going to say Jacoby Myers. Only because I just look at what the Dolphins have. I think that the Dolphins, they're going to have to throw the ball to keep up. So I'm going to go Jacoby Myers. He may catch a lot of passes, but overall, I'm not big on him neither. So I'm going to say Jacoby Myers, but not super happy about that. Cran McBaseball wants to know, who do I start at flex? Jerry Jeudy, Melvin Gordon, or Elijah Moore?
Damn, that's tough. I wouldn't start either of them. If I had to, I'm going with Jerry Judy, man. I think he didn't have the season I thought he would have. I think this season, it's just normally the second year is when they normally break out. We've seen CD Lamb break out on the Thursday night game, so I'm going with Jerry Judy.
Okay, I'm going Melvin Gordon just because I don't like Jerry Jeudy and these guys. When you look at who's throwing the ball, Teddy Bridgewater's not trying to stretch the field, man. They got a lot of receivers over there. You got Cortland Sutton. You got Noah Fant. I look at Jerry Jeudy. I'm not really inspired by that. Elijah Moore is still a young guy. Melvin Gordon may get a touchdown. I'm going by who I think have the best chance of getting a touchdown. So I'm going Melvin Gordon. But I'm like you. I don't like none of these guys. All right, Keo. Maestro from Twitter wants to know, Wentz or Fitzpatrick, who you starting today?
I'm going with Carson Wentz. I think the game's going to be a shootout. So I'm going with Wentz over Fitzpatrick.
I'm with Keo on this. I like Fitzpatrick. I just don't like the matchup against the Chargers. I think the Chargers got a good defense. I think people are sleeping on Derwin James. Derwin James actually is one of my sleepers. I don't want to call him a sleeper because it's not really a sleeper. He could win Defensive Player of the Year. That's how good he is coming out of Florida State. He's just been injury prone. So I am with you, Wentz, for sure. Last one, Keo. Aaron wants to know, with Jalen Ramsey likely to match up with Allen Robinson all night, better to start any of the following. So he's basically saying, should he sit Allen Robinson in favor of these guys or start Allen Robinson? These are his options. He got Jamar Chase, Kenny Golladay, Marquise Callaway, or Elijah Moore. Oh, and he has Tyler Lockett as well.
I'm going with Tyler Lockett, man. I think Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf, he can't do everything, and usually, both of them could have solid games too. So, like I said, shootout. I'm going with Tyler Lockett to start.
Okay, I'm gonna go with I like Tyler Lockett, but I'm gonna go with Marquise Callaway, man. I think the Saints are gonna do some things today, so I'm going with him. Not mad at somebody for starting Lockett though. Okay, Keo, the favorite time of the year, favorite thing of the show. Let's go, baby. Who is your sleeper of the week?
My sleeper of the week. I'm going with Jamar Chase today for the sleeper of the week.
Okay.
I think he'll have over 100 yards receiving today also.
Wow, that's big time sleeping. Okay, my sleeper of the week, I got 3 candidates. I thought about Darnold, thought about Winston, but I said to myself, okay, that's not really a sleeper. I've been talking about him all day. I'm going Juwan Johnson. I think Juwan Johnson scores for the Saints today. I think he puts people on notice of how good he is at tight end. He was a wide receiver. They moved him to tight end because of his big frame. I think he has a good game today. He's my sleeper of the week. Who is your dud of the week? Who drops the ball for you today?
My dud of the week will be Josh Allen.
Wow.
He will struggle against the Pittsburgh Steelers. I got the Steelers winning this game. I'm going with Josh Allen as my dud of the week.
You ready for this? You got a shocker. I got a shocker too. My candidates was AR-12, which was easy because obviously got Jalen Ramsey. I thought about Montgomery from the Bears, but I'm going Justin Herbert. I think Justin Herbert struggles today. I think he gets sacked 4 times today or more. They're gonna get after him today. This is gonna be a low-scoring game. I'm going Justin Herbert as the dud of the week. And lastly, Keo, stud of the week. Who is your stud of the week? And you can only pick them one time. So once you pick them, you can't pick them for the rest of the year. Who's your stud of the week?
stud of the week, I'm going with Aaron Rodgers, man, against the New Orleans Saints. I think he'll have 3 to 4 touchdowns. I think he could throw over 300. So I'm going with Aaron Rodgers.
Okay. My candidates were Sam Darnold and Nick Chubb, but ultimately I went with this guy. I got Raheem Mostert as my stud of the week. I think he goes over $150. I think he gets 2 touchdowns in this game. I think this game is a big blowout. So I'm going Raheem Mostert as my stud of the week. Okay, Keel, let's get to these shout-outs and wrap this show up. We hope we helped you out. So, Keel, let's go.
Yo, shout out to best of luck to everybody this year in the NFL for fantasy football. And hopefully we're able to help you guys out. Shout out to everybody that tuned in and support the show. Make sure you tune into the NBS show this Tuesday, man. But besides that, man, get ready for some football. I'm glad it's back. Shout out to X. And we'll see you guys later this week.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, like I always tell, man, well, first and foremost, shout out to Keo, man. He was late, but he had a good reason, so we're gonna respect that. Shout out to the chat. The chat was lit. Shout out to Q, Damien, Antonio, and everybody else that was in there, man. We definitely appreciate Dub. Don't want to forget anybody. Shout out to all of y'all, man. It was definitely fun. But like I always tell y'all, man, look, this is fantasy football, man. You have to trust yourself. So if you lose today, you have nobody but to blame but yourself. But if you get that dub and you tuned into this show, like Drake said, man, thank us later. This has been the NBS Stardom Center Fantasy Football Show. I'm Trex, the sports junkie. That's my man, my main man, Keel. Go subscribe to all our platforms, but definitely subscribe to our YouTube channel, NBS Central. We talk fantasy football. We talk battle rap. We talk sports. And we have Let's Talk About It Pop Culture Show. Man, we got a lot going on, man. Just go subscribe. If you've already subscribed, tell a friend to subscribe. We working over here, man. Love y'all, and we'll see y'all next week. And good luck with your fantasy football team on today. We are out, y'all.